All right, let's turn all that down. It's nice, it's fun, it's everything. But we got to chat. Chat, I got to hear you. To hear you, I got to turn the music down. Welcome in. It is Sunday. It's the last day for Incursions. Curious if any of y'all have Incursions going on. Would definitely love to hear about your experience here in Incursions. And we have points scored. Lots. When I mean lots, man, oh man, some of the points being scored. I've seen 3 QD being one on, but here, let me put this on the screen. Everybody can enjoy. Hold on 1 second. I'll put it up there and y'all can all go take a look at it and go, wow. So, trying to grab it real quick and I'm failing epically. Wrong browser. Here, grab the other browser, please. Not that one. Nope, nope, not that either. Where's the one I'm wanting? Why are you not grabbing the one I want? It is here. STFC statistics. And look at some of these numbers, y'all. Wow. All right, so I just got the US servers pulled up. But for example, shout out to server 20. We gave up 2 QD quadrillion. That was nice. But it's not just us. There were a lot of really big scores. 76 scoring a nice 1.68. We had 1.8 here for server 33. This is, I mean, and, you know, granted, this is naturally going to happen as time passes, right? I mean, more loot gets on a server, more can get earned. But like some of the scores here, obviously huge. This is the biggest incursions ever in terms of the amount given up. Obviously, there are still some that are ongoing. So yeah, I'm very curious to see how your servers experience this wonderful, wonderful exercise. And we can also pop over to our EU friends over here and see some other big numbers. But yeah, we saw more resources exchanged this weekend than ever before. Now, does that matter? That's debatable, but saw it regardless. We saw it regardless. So if you're currently active, we can actually take a look by hitting this nice button here with STFC statistics. We can see these are the current EU servers that are running right now. Shout out to server 402 beating 404 handily, like Atlanta. It's like Da Vinci just gave up all their artwork, so it's pretty crazy. But yeah, you didn't see 26 versus 31. Well, that would be under the US, and that is not currently active, I don't believe. So let's turn that off. 26, 31. I mean, right here, 1.4 to 1.3. There you go. But yeah, all of them are here. We have all of them. Promise, we're not going to miss you. We're not going to leave you behind. We care about you at STFC Statistics and at this YouTube channel. We care about you a lot. Very, very much. Jonathan says our server was matched with a server that recently ascended. We got devoured. See, I actually, Jonathan, and again, it's very relative to individual experience, but I've seen a lot of those servers lose, like the ones that ascended, because what ends up happening is those players jump way up. They've got all these resources they just spent money on because they bought more packs, and then they got raided. So it just depends. But yeah, there are definitely matchups can feel lopsided or too difficult. Definitely hit that. So yeah, welcome in. And again, share your experiences. I had a blast hanging out with server 38. It really stunk for me because on Friday, 3 of my main servers all had incursions. That was just kind of a bummer because like I couldn't separate my time. Like I know you're like, oh, Rev, you do this for a living. You're on YouTube, Twitch all the time. Surely you, no. Have you ever tried to incursions at the same time and raid multiple accounts at the same? Just, no, not. So sadly, I missed out on my EU server and one of my other US servers, but I was playing on server 20, so I got to, play with server 38 a little bit, and that was a lot of fun. They did end up winning, sadly, probably because they're all communists. Yep, every single one of them. But it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed my time there, so shout out to server 38. If you happen to have any of y'all in the chat, appreciate y'all coming by. It was a lot of fun. So, yeah, there we go. There's Incursions. And again, if you want to check these out, the website you go to is stfc.wtf or stfc.pro. Either one will work. The PRO one is there so that you can share it in game, because if you try to share WTF, well, it gets censored, and that doesn't work, so that becomes a problem. Yeah. Simon says some people were called out as it started an hour before reset, server 152. Now that is normal, right? That's how they've been doing incursions, to not overlap it right on reset. So you just got to prepare, pay attention to the times, and we, of course, will try to keep y'all as informed as we can. Valhalla, great to see you. Great to see you. How are you doing? CEO says it started the same time as always. It did. But again, this is a thing that I hear a lot, and it's just getting people to know when things are going. And for me, it just encourages me to try to keep everybody as informed as possible. That's how I see it. Just try to do my best to say, hey, you aware this is about to happen. Arenas, for example, arenas are happening again tomorrow, and not on this server, but yeah, arenas a day and 1 hour. So that's 25 hours from now. Arenas are starting, at least for this server, even though we just had the test version here on this past Thursday. So we'll have that again here Monday. And I don't know. I mean, I've got so much currency. I'll probably just do enough to rank up. I think I only need like 2 more wins to get to the next platinum level on server 20. Then I'll probably, we'll see. Obviously, I'll be streaming on Twitch, but we'll see how it goes. He says, what I don't understand are, I don't understand shields are available, buy them, use them. Sure, you don't even have to buy them. You get 24 hours of shields a day and get the alliance credits to do the one-day one. So there was a time, though. Now, y'all are probably going to look at this. Newer players are going to look at this and go like, why would people waste their money on this? But shield packs, believe it or not, used to be a very, very big item. And there used to be a $5 shield pack that almost everybody, well, no, not everybody, that's being a little bit exaggerated, but some people would buy. And that was a really big buy back in the 2018, 2019 days, the $5 shield pack. Now that's kind of gone to history, as it were, but that was a really big deal back in the old days. Yeah. Good times. Hey, Bacon, good to see you, my friend. See a bunch of our regulars in here today. Good to see you. What changes were made in arenas to make it better than were tested? No changes have been made. And just to be fair, I'm going to probably sound like a shill here. Not really fair to expect changes to be made when you went Thursday test to Monday. I mean, the main thing they're working on is stability, and they did report much better stability overall. Obviously, that's not a universal thing, and there's definitely room for continual improvement on that. But that is a thing that we'll hopefully see more of here on Monday, is stability. That's what they're currently focusing on. And then my hope is we can argue with the impulse speed changing to a higher degree or higher level, maybe even on a sliding scale, which if y'all did miss it, after the Thursday test, they did put out a big post that allows you to actually participate in a survey. Everybody, not just like the VIPs, but everybody got the survey posted on the official Discord, and they asked for feedback. And not only is that something I talk to employees about, I actually put it in my feedback response as well, about a sliding scale for the impulse speed. But yeah, survey got done. So now we wait and see, but this Monday will be the exact same run as what you saw this past Thursday, except back to its normal days and time. So if it's not something that is good for you time-wise, which I know there's a lot of people out there that is not, be another time of you just not getting to participate in it. But we'll see how things look down the road. Yeah. What would you think about themed arenas? One is FKR only, next ship type only. I'll be honest, TJ, I hate that idea. My personal opinion. Asking me randomly as a player of Star Trek Fleet Command, I think that's a terrible idea. But you just asked my thoughts. That doesn't mean it shouldn't happen. Just that's the quick draw rev reaction. Like, nope, I think that's stupid. But again, this is me. Quake, glad to hear you got your cup, and glad to hear you're doing well. And thank you for being here. Good to see you. Welcome in, especially if you want to tell me about your incursions experience and what would you want to make that better? Because we talk about making arenas better, and I 100% agree. Need to find ways to make it better. But Incursions also feels quite stale. The only thing I really still, and I truly do mean this, I love Incursions for the community interaction. Like, I love getting to interact with, this past time was getting to talk to and hang out with a lot of people on server 38. It was honestly a blast. But the Incursions mechanics themselves still need such an overhaul. The good thing is, though, on this baby account you're seeing right now, this is my server 710 account. I am now 49 out of 100 shards on Fleet Commander Sloan, and that is absolutely fantastic. So that's really neat. I'm really excited about that. But other than that, yeah, still looking for ways to find, a better form of Incursions, a better enjoyable route to getting Incursions. And I think that still needs to get done. Zero says, what's up? Not much, man. We're talking game mechanics and trying to get dailies done. I'm actually trying to work on my Vidar grind here before I build the board cube here at level 28. So please tell me that they are having alliance tournaments on a regular basis. Well, that's how it's been, except for the 2-month break that there were when they were fixing it. But other than that, yeah, I don't think that's changed. It's still the same plan. Very excited about more Lorca SP. That's worth being excited about. If you are one of the servers currently having Incursions today, make sure you do your events. And when I say your events, like, at least do like the PvP events and stuff, because that's going to give you the currency you need to get more Fleet Commander Lorca shards or Fleet Commander SP if that's what you choose to spend it on. So yeah, absolutely work on that. If you haven't been already, get that in. That is something that will change your game for the positive, especially our free-to-play out there. You're always talking about, hey, how can I get something that helps me catch up to the others and the spenders and things like that? Well, that is a way. Go ahead and get that. It's going to drastically improve your game. And I'm going to drastically go grab my Anomalous Phenomenon right now. It's a lot easier to remember when your Disco is one of your better ships. So, and I finally, happily, here on Cosmic Cleanup Saturday, got my Meridian building. So, yeah, we're making progress on this account. We're making progress. All right. One on server 29 was able to get Fleet Commander Lorca unlocked. Very nice, Crash. Who were y'all going against on server 29? I guess I could pull it up on the STFC website. But I'm curious, what was the score? What was your experience like? And was it better? Was it worse? And why are there so many people? What's all this? Hello? Hi? Who are you? Why are you all here inside my base? What's going on here? Bunch of low levels. What? Being spammed by low levels. All right, well, besides that being completely unexpected, what's going on? All right, 36, 1.5 QD versus 63, 800T. See, 63 used to be one of my servers. I've got a little soft spot for it. Poor guys and gals over there didn't pull out the W, but it's just how it goes sometimes. And I'm going to take myself over here. I'll do the cheater method for part of it, and I'll do the grind method for the rest. Only just started on Fleet Commander Lorca tokens. I'm imagining it's going to be a long slog. Depends, Adrian, if you're winning or losing Incursions, but I'm halfway through 2 Incursions here on server 710. So, again, it will vary based on how well you're performing. It also making sure that y'all do the SMS. Remember, you only get that currency rolling. You get more. Don't just rely on winning, because server 710 didn't win. So that means I had to get my currency to make sure I do the SMS. If you're winning, you're going to really expedite that process. So at least, if nothing else, get the SMS in that you can get more of the stuff. And congrats, Cassia, on 704 winning again, going 4-0. We do still have one OG Incursion server, that being a server that was running Incursion when they first came out, that is currently undefeated, and that is server 201 over in the Asia Pacific region. But still some really good performers out there. In fact, let me go ahead and show y'all on the screen. Here you go. We do have the records kept up here. So sadly, you're going to see a negative record here for my server 20. And they do have to get updated after these Incursions roll off. But you can see we got a lot of Incursion wins here with server 16, who I think actually just lost, was the most winningest a US server at 17-2. But I think server 16 just lost. I have to double check that. So server 40 might have surpassed them, but this is a neat thing to keep up with. And let's see who's lost the most. Yay, not server 20. Actually, server 67. So yeah, there we go. Then you come over to the EU side of things. Let's see who's won the most in the EU. That would be server 163, Hasperat, at 19-2. Don't know what their record was for this past time, but again, this will get updated after the month is over. And then the one that has lost the most, that's going to be 143 in Triskelion. And then, of course, our APAC region, where we've got the undefeated 201 and the kind of barely wins 199. So, again, these will get updated, so I don't know if the scores have changed. I don't think 201 lost. I'm pretty sure they won. But it is still cool to like have that and track that. I think it's really neato. Not everybody's into the things that I am, but I think it's neat. All right. Make sure you trade in your trophy for currency. Great point, Kal-El. For those that don't know what Kal-El's talking about, if you win Incursions, remember you get awarded those trophies. You can turn in those trophies for more Incursions coins and then use that to improve your Lorca situation. If you did win, you can definitely take advantage of that in a lot of really neato ways. Or you can use those trophies for avatars. Don't need avatars that bad. You're on server 16 and y'all did lose. Well, rip to server 16, but even if y'all did lose, because y'all did start off undefeated. I think y'all started off like 16-0. If y'all did lose, y'all still have one of the best records. So hopefully y'all can right the ship and get it back together. Unless you play me on server 20, then I hope you lose against us. So, what do you think of the USS Relativity? I'm indifferent, TJ. Like, I don't think it's bad, but I'm not. Like, I see it the same way I see the Vindicator. Cool niche things that I do want to improve my game, but like I'm not like, woo. The Revenant was a woo. The NSEA Protector was a woo. The Relativity is just another ship. Like, it's not going to be something that I focus on. It's not going to be something that takes up a lot of my time. It's just going to exist. What I am looking forward to is a lot of the stuff attached to it, like the formation armadas and the artifacts. But, you know, it's okay. It's just another thing. Now, if y'all want to get it early, obviously, you get access to the stuff early. I'm going to wait it out. Now, obviously, this account, not this account, actually. This is the 710 account, so Scopa doesn't give anything to this. But I do have that one account on server 20 that, like all CCs that have an NDA, to get stuff. It will get the ship so I can put videos out on it and everything. But I'm not going to purchase the ship on any of my other accounts. And that's not trying to say y'all should or shouldn't. Just telling you what I'm going to do. There are ships and stuff that come out that I feel like just drastically impact the game in such a positive way. For me, as a very low spender, justifies buying, and something like the Relativity would have been one of those examples. But this just doesn't give me that same oomph. But for all you Star Trek fans, it is something from Star Trek Voyager Season 4. I know I misquoted and said that it was part of the Year of Hell, but it wasn't. It was a different episode, but still, I did correct myself in the video, so there's at least that. But still, it's at least a Star Trek ship, so I don't have to hear everybody being like, why are they adding things that aren't in the show? Yeah. He just says, I just hope it doesn't create another issue between alliance mates similar to what happened with the Revenant. The alliance mates were clueless about bringing non-revs. Well, I'll say this, TJ, that is up to your alliance to educate your players. Now, that shouldn't affect this time around, because for the new formation armadas, here's how it's going to work. You need an anti-static toggled on and an anti-charge toggled on. You just need 2 of the USS Relativities, and then the entire thing will be fine. You don't have to do just Relativities against the new formation armadas. But we'll say this. All that for like the Revenant stuff comes down to the alliance teaching out how things work. Because I'll be honest, if I'm leading an alliance, we're trying to run those armadas, and we don't purposely say, fine, you can bring in your other ships so that you can score in the event. I'm kicking you. Right? I'm going to unstar you. And if you keep doing it and like I don't have enough people to star you out, I'm going to boot you. Just letting you know. Putting the onus on alliance leaderships to keep things intact. That's just me. That might be a little bit harsh for some people out there. It just depends on how you want to run your guild / alliance / clan / whatever term that we want to use here in 2025 to talk about what we're doing. So, all right, let's got that done. There we go. Finally finished. But I think I'm done. Hold on. Let me double check this, y'all. I want to make sure I finished my anomalous phenomenon on this account for sure. All right, we did. So let's go ahead and recall. We're going to do my refinery pool. I've been around. Good to see you. Will they ever have a deep space repair station that doesn't take crew members partial payment? Don't know of anything like that being worked on or created. So I'm not saying no, but I'm saying I don't know of anything like that being created. So anything's possible. It just depends on whether it actually gets enough backing up in management and they approve it and they design it. Is there another idea kicking around, Scopa, for use of transporter patterns? Nope. There's not. There's not. Transport patterns are transporter patterns, and there's no plans that I'm aware of to expand those to something else. They are what they are. So, All right, let's see. I need to do that pull. We'll go ahead and do this. I was actually OPC hunting so I could do these pulls. I need to go get more 3-star ISO for that. I've been OPC hunting with my Vidar, which has been great. I really enjoy OPC hunting. All right, support. Let's go ahead and grab this. We'll upgrade the disco. And we'll go back to our grinds. Org pull. Oh, cool. I can do the double pull. Nice. That'll help with the Vidar upgrades. Just says, does we getting a ship month? Just Bomb, I'm assuming you're asking, is the ship coming in February? And the answer is yes. A new ship drops in 2 days. Here this upcoming Tuesday, there's going to be a new ship. Now, I'm not saying you have to go after it, but I am saying it'll be there. New ship coming on Tuesday. All right. Let's see. Incursions do SMS, then put up a day shield. Let the whales fight it out. Completely fair, Leonard. I mean, putting up a shield helps out your server because it guarantees you're not getting raided. That is a W no matter how you look at it. Get your SMSs done, then make sure that you can't be the reason that you lose. That's a win. That's a win. And free in the DTI store. Kitty, did you not watch the video I just put out yesterday? Yes, there's a free-to-play path for the relativity. Keep in mind, free-to-play paths take time. About 3 months' time is the standard for unlocking a ship free-to-play. So just keep that in mind as well. Are these all new players? These look like legitimately new players. I want to send Alliance invites and see if they're newbies that need help. I like newbies. Like, I'm sorry. I know I got distracted by this earlier, but like, it's legitimately, who are you people? Right? They weren't here yesterday. So I'm sitting here going like, what is going on here? Cut. Give him one for this guy too. Here, you can have one. You can have one. I feel like Oprah right now. Crazy. They reopened 710 after the merger? They had to have. They had to have reopened this server. Anyway, my ADD kicking aside, back to the chat where y'all matter. Good to see you, Scott. Checking in before I head to work. Thanks for all you do to help the community improve our gameplay. Thank you, Scott. I really appreciate the kind words. I'm very, very blessed to be able to advocate for the player base and get to know y'all and hang out with y'all and play games. And that's it. I don't need to go into a long spiel, but I appreciate you. And I hope you have a great day at work. Hope you have a great day at work. Oprah without the money? You're not wrong, Viper, man. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Enjoyed playing War Thunder with you last night in the stream. All right. Imagine if there was a tech that counter percentage of protected cargo made OPC hunting even better. That way certain players not be guaranteed safe. I mean, sure. I think that there's a lot of direction you can do for that. I think for me, I think like a lot of players. And if y'all aren't like this, feel free to chime in, right? Sure, I've got the big camera in front of me, but that doesn't mean my voice is any more important than yours. But when I see stuff like that, I just go, I don't know, I'd rather have a fresh mechanic. I'd rather not have like the same stuff just rehashed over and over. It's weird because it feels like I'm talking out of two sides of my neck sometimes where I don't like something and then I do like something and it feels like I'm counter argumenting myself. But I just would rather, instead of, and keep in mind, I love protected cargo hunting, OPC hunting, like that's my shtick. At the same time, I would just rather have a very fresh take. I think every year the game needs a fresh mechanic, and I mean fresh, I mean something brand new. It's nothing like we've done before. Like, even though I'm looking forward to new Formation Armadas this month, because I do like Formation Armadas, am I going to lie and say Formation Armadas are fresh? No. I like Formation Armadas, but I do think that every year some new, fresh mechanic idea has to come out, and last year Arenas is that. Like, I'm not saying that you need to be out there and love Arenas. I am saying that Arenas is completely new, fresh, and that's what the game needs to be making. Stuff like that. So, I'm hoping for more of that coming into this year. See more things like that added in and done. Yeah. Ooh. I would love to see a specialty survey ship that has a huge cargo hold connected to no protected cargo. Has transporter feature that can beam cargo from one ship to another. Well, the first part of what you just described was the North Star and the Selkie. But the second part, yeah, that'd be neat to have those type of features in the game. Yeah. I would agree with that. Greetings, Time Lord. How are you doing? And happy I'm helping you out at Ops 44. Hat tip to you. Good to see you, Rob. Welcome in. Clayton, is it good that it is good that content creators like Red Rizzo speak up for all players? Scope players respond. They have before, but I also never want to make it sound like we get everything that we ask for, because there are plenty of things that Rev has wanted that Rev has not gotten from the Overlords. But I think that's just kind of the nature of the game, right? Sometimes you get things, sometimes you don't. And it feels like, well, it feels like you get a lot less than when you want. And I'll be honest. I feel like that's how it feels like for me. At the same time, I think it's great that we do have as much as we have, and we'll keep pushing for more. Hey, Doug, good to see you. Welcome in. Imagine stealing somebody's OPC without actually hitting their ship. Yeah, see, I don't like that. I don't like that. I know, as a pirate, you would think he'd jump right on that idea. But I actually want to do the hits. I want to do the hits. So, collect. G5 scrapping coming this month? Nope. Y'all really think that G5 scrapping is going to come 2 months after they said, yeah, we're talking about it? You cute, adorable children. I love you so much. But for real, you will have updates that y'all have been asking for coming this year. And people asking about the IA updates. I've already had people saying, hey, they've done forgot about it. Nope. IA is actually getting updated here soon, but it was always going to come when it was supposed to come, which is the start of Q2. That means you got to get through the first couple months here in the year, and then you'll get that wonderful, wonderful upgrade you're looking for, but you're going to have to wait for it. Oh, want to send Spock? Do I want to do some OPC hunting today? I got to get dailies done first. We'll worry about that later. Nice they added trophies for just placing in the top 10 on the Incursion SLBs. Wow, must be nice to place in the top 10 of an Incursion SLB, you fail. Just kidding. I did not place. But congratulations. And yes, that allows you to get more currency, which means more Lorca upgrades, more FC unlocks, whatever you want to go after. Hey, Fenris. Good to see you. What is IA? The Independent Archive Building. So the biggest quality of life feature they released last year. This feature allowing you to master ships and complete their loops in their entirety. So we have the Botany Bay, the Vidar, the Talios, the Voyager, and the Monaveen now. And there are other ships like both Franklin's, the Devore, the Fuchsia, the Stella, etc. that are getting discussed. The Disco get added in here. We'll see what exactly those ships are when they get added. But the IA building is universally praised as one of the best things in the games that are put in. And hopefully that comes sooner rather than later, but we know it's around Q2 because that's what game design said in the Q&A. Yep. All right, Samo, we can do more than hope and dream. We can believe. Believe with me. Yeah. I like if they added Disco, Cerritos, and Titan. I think those will get added eventually. I don't think that the Cerritos and Titan are the next ones up and coming because I do feel like they're trying to target older loops, which things like the Franklin are older, the Disco is older, the Devore Fish loop is older. But I do think that the Cerrito, I think everything, special ships, should get added into the IA building at some point, right? And if they're doing it every 3 or 4 months, it honestly won't take that long before most things that we deal with are in that archive. So we just have to be patient and keep pushing for all the things to get added in. And in time, they'll get in there. So, Discovery, Stella, Franklin should be the next ones, you think? I think those are good choices. I would also add in not the Voyager. Although, yes, eventually the Voyager. I'd add in the Devore and the Fuchsia. I would actually argue those are probably more important to add in early on than the Disco. Reason being, yes, the Disco takes a long time to upgrade. Heck, you see me working on mine here on server 710. But for especially all of my free-to-play players, and I love helping out VIPs. VIPs can attest. They're level 70s that I've been helping with crewing just the past week for arenas. But the people who watch my videos the most typically are free-to-play or light spenders. And I know that those players really need and want more Latinum. So with the Fish and the Devore getting put in, to me, those are more important to get in immediately because that means more Latinum to the average player, which means more speed-ups, means more ship parts, which means more commons, which means more a lot of things, allowing them to progress faster. I remember 2024 was big because it was the final year. Like it finally took 6 years before G4 became the place with the most population. Like the highest population density is in G4 now. And if you want people to keep moving up, well, you've got to give them the tools to do that. So I was really, really excited that that was finally happening. And tools like that, like more Latinum, is going to make that easier. James says, why do the masters pay out ship parts since we have to max a ship before we can master them in the IA? Depends on which one you're referring to, James. But for example, you still get payouts for, let's just say the Disco gets added in. You would, in theory, still get ship parts for that because you have research that requires that currency. So to make sure that you're continually getting all those researches done, not running out of that currency. So this depends on specifically what you're referring to, but that's the general reason. Then you also have some currencies like the Monaveen stuff getting paid out for the shipyards even though you wouldn't necessarily do shipyard armadas anymore, because obviously that refinery option disappears, there are still events that require that or ask you to do that. So it allows you to continually do those events, not run out of that currency. So, yeah. Let's go here and here. Get all the clicks in. You win. Congrats, Poker. Server 26 winning Incursions. Now, we actually had all the scores up here a few minutes ago, and we're looking at how everybody was doing. And congratulations. Server 26, let me see. This will move y'all's record to... I'm curious. Y'all are now going to be 8 and 13. So you're working on trying to get to 500. You're working on it. Good job. Working on it. Good job. Proud of you. You keep it going, okay? Keep at it. You keep at this pace, you're going to real fine, son. Real fine. All right. Let me hop back over here. I can continue this grind and get all my dailies done. Oh, who's this grinding? Hey, it's Guns. It's Korriban with a North Star? I mean, I know it's a beefy North Star, but that's okay. Grind away with that North Star, sir. You have a great time. You have an absolutely fantastic time grinding away with that North Star. Don't see a lot of high 20s running North Stars anymore, but hey, this is one of the joys of new servers. New players. I mean, they don't necessarily know the most, advantageous or efficient, etc. paths to go around. Like, I don't know why he's targeting battleships. I'm targeting the traders because they pay out better rep and they only have one weapon. He seems to specifically be going after the battleship. Again, more power to it. Crews he uses. I mean, solid crew. So, yeah, more power to him. Leave me all the traders. I appreciate it. All right. Ashley says that they've only returned from the game a few months ago, but I've never seen a Monaveen Armada event. Well, not necessarily super common, but yeah, they do exist. In fact, I don't know. In fact, if somebody is on Discord, shoot me the link to the Monaveen event. I'll put it on the screen. Yeah, I mean, it does come around, but again, I'm not going to argue for the consistency of Scopely. They're consistently inconsistent. That's all I can really say there. But yeah, if nothing else, you just get something that sits in your inventory. As long as you're getting your main things every day, that's the key. Now, we'll remind you that if you've mastered everything, there is still the issue with the Botany Bay not giving out the transporter patterns. It affects some. It doesn't affect all. So you hit this one, claim, and then you do the claim all for the other 4. That is still, there's a couple of little bugs and squirrels with the IA building, but yeah. Hey, Ming, yes, I did watch the new Section 31 movie. I thought it was solid. Don't think it was amazing, but I think it was solid. Some people liked it, some people didn't. I enjoy more Star Trek. Good to see you, Ming. How are you doing, man? It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. I was playing more with the AI you and I were talking about. We should compare some notes. We should compare notes. We think about having a second disco. I'm considering it just a flip-flop ship. So, TJ, that actually was a strategy that was used a lot back in the day. I would say that's not as popular now, simply because of the Eviscerator existing. Oh, look, that one's auto-grinding. Yeah, it's Super 97. I know that person. Not from this server, but anyway. Yeah, with the Eviscerator, people just use the Eviscerator now. But, yeah, that's definitely been done before. Definitely been done before. Hey, John, good to see you. Welcome on in, my friend. How are you doing? How are you doing? Miss auto-grinding? Texas space and augment space. Auto-grind away. There you go. Eviscerator could be added to the archive maxing. I mean, at some point, yes. Eventually. But no time soon. No time soon. To be more specific, you miss auto-grinding faction rep. Can't agree with you there. I understand that there's a group of players who enjoyed that, but that is sadly gone. If you were one of those players, I apologize. It is gone. All right, let's see. What else we got? I love y'all's comments and questions, by the way. Always good to see you. We got 300 people here. Hit the like button while you're here. Love you and appreciate you. Starting off February, a lot of positive, loving vibes. This is what we do. All right. Let's see. And Ashley, by the way, if you have questions about how some of the mechanics run or if you need any help with anything, remember, the DMs are open. In fact, I spent a lot of this morning going through my DMs. And I try to encourage everybody. Remember, I feel like people, and I say this a lot, but I like to reinforce it. I just feel like there's so many people who believe they're bothering me no matter what. I'm telling you, not bother me. Message me. Want to hear from you. I think y'all are awesome. So, They made a faction rep lock option to turn on and off at will. I would happily go hostile with Klingons again. And again, Dagroth, I get what you're saying. And my rebuttal to that is going to be, just remember that talking about being in the gross minority of that. So that's why that doesn't get a lot of steam. Like, I do get people coming in every now and then saying that, but it's just, it's the one-off comment. So I'm really not trying to be dismissive. I definitely want to acknowledge that your playstyle exists. It's just not feasible to see that being a thing. You know, for years we've had people crying to get rid of, you know, the tri-faction not being a thing. So that wasn't worded correctly. For years, people have been asking to be able to easily get all three factions at the same time, en masse. So the one time they tried to remove locks and stuff to allow people to have negatives, the outcry was Galigate, but even larger. So just as a whole, the company is not going to head in that direction. But I definitely want to acknowledge that players like you exist. It's just the direction the game went. So, and what I'm saying, Dagroth, is there's not enough people to justify the time to create that feature. There's just not enough people. You know, remember, every feature in the end, to an extent, has to be a money revenue generator. And sometimes quality of life can do that. I mean, you make people happy enough to play the game more, then maybe long term you're getting money in that investment for time. But there's just not enough people to justify creating that toggle, is what I'm telling you. Let's see. Adrian says, locked fed to 1 billion. Now working on Klingon. Ran out of rep speed ups. Forgot where to get them. So that is through the Amalgam loop. So if you do your Amalgam loop, so you have an Amalgam refinery turn in, you do your Amalgam, and of course I don't have the turn in on this account, but anyway, you do that, and then you can grab the recruit option, which again, don't have because this is a low level account. It's in here. That's how you get the rep exos. Now also, if you have a Voyager, you can actually use your Voyager special currency to do the Amalgam loop through there, kind of like how you do some things through Export, and you can then do that for your turn in. So a couple ways to kind of go at it, and just whatever works for you. Level 7 Eviscerator, which Axion engine part should I keep getting? If you're tier 7, it means you're needing the tier 8 parts. Remember, you only need 8 of them. Like, you only need 1 for each part. And then after that, you just go to the next tier. So you'll need to get, if you've already gotten to tier 8, you don't be buying tier 7 parts. So, yeah. All right, let's see what we got. Not to call out, but I am on your server, but you're not on that account. I'll DM you later. Okay. Call out, but I am on your server, but not on that. Okay, which server, Ashley? I mean, but feel free. Yeah, hit me up. I try to be on a lot of servers, but I will say this. There are a lot of imposters out there because people be like, Rev, aren't you on server 38? Somebody was wearing your name. I'm like, nope, I am not on server 38. So, good morning, Crouching Jedi, Hidden Sith. And by the way, Moopsy, I see you out there, buddy. Hope you're getting your P90X on. Love it. Cardassian faction could be interesting. I wanted Cardassian faction. When the Cardassians were being developed, I asked for that, and sadly, no. But, and we did get the Bajoran faction. It'd be nice if they still built into that a little bit more. Yeah, let's see. Do we get any chin shards? Wow, no chin shards. None at all. All right, let's try that again. You're real? I don't believe it, James. Prove to me you're real. Shoot me a message saying you're real. Prove it. I got 1 chin shard. So I did what was that? I like an 8 pull, got none. Then did a single pull, got 1. Yay, RNG. Go ahead and pull this and hope I get more chin shards. Trying to max chin out before I go 30 plus. Trying. If you click the Eviscerator, it tells you which part to get. That is true, but still, I do want to acknowledge that this game has gotten very convoluted. I say it all the time. Keeping up with that can be a little bit painful. All right, it can. And it's okay to acknowledge that. All right, I do appreciate you pointing out ways that people can do things. So, but I want to make sure people aren't feeling like we're just dismissing their thoughts, because the frustrations are valid, in my opinion. The frustrations are valid. All right, let's see. Traits. I got this one. Let's do defense. That. Hopefully get a crit. Only 20%, but I've been focusing on Latinum missions for crits. So I'm trying to get Latinum crits because that's what I need the most here at low levels is Latinum. Multiple people rep grinding in here right now. Oh, you're on server 20, Ashley. Very nice. I know you. Believe you? Well, I mean, I do have server 20 pulled up. They're just in the background right now, just because I got to get my dailies done. You know how it is. You know how it goes, right? I'm working on that. But that reminds me, I need to come in here. If y'all have not done it yet, remember, if you time it right, you can pull this multiple times. My second time pulling this. That's 2 rares and 6 uncommons I got from this. So remember to time it if you haven't been. Make sure you're doing that. Time it right. Get those cores and everything. Super important. Sorry, get those directives. Super valuable. Don't forget. Very good. Beam left the game. Fenris, that's old news. I announced Beam left the game like weeks ago. Old news, Fenris. You're even behind all the drama around Beam. Not Beam drama, but Beam's account drama. Anyway. Silly question, but what the heck is the point of the reports tab next to the battle report? So that used to, I think it actually still might have things. That used to be where the Beam info got sent. I think there's still something that will populate in here, but I'm not remembering what it is. There is still something that populates. Don't remember what. Somebody in chat's probably going to throw it out there. But that used to show where you got beamed. Hazard deaths. Thank you, Andy. Hazards. Thank you. There we go. Hazards. So G6 stuff. Hazard deaths. Thank you. There we go. There we go. How do you deal with bully alliances in the game that grief smaller alliances? Beat them with numbers, deprive them of territory and stuff like that. But what I typically do, and again, I'm not trying to say it's easy, but what I have found is, let's say you have like the #1 alliance, and obviously they're going to have super strong players that you can't touch. What I have found that's been effective, and I've done this multiple times in the past 6 years. #1, I don't typically call them bully alliances because PvP isn't bullying, but that doesn't mean a war doesn't break out. So in those war situations, we do a comms blackout and completely ignore all the high levels. And in the war, the only people we focus on are their lower level members. And we beat them to heck and back until they leave the alliance. And you start punishing the alliance with attrition. Can't beat them head on one, that's fine. Start making the lives of their lower levels hell and just completely ignore the bigs. They want to hit a base? Cool. Never message them. No love letters. No acknowledgement in GC. If you can, get literally everybody in the alliance or your coalition to literally block those people so you can even see what they say. Let them exist. Let them beat on your base because they have a 150 billion cube. Ignore them completely and then just take all of your angst and anger out on all their low levels. And what ends up happening is those low levels get sick of being beat up on because the big people aren't taking any grief, right? Nobody's messing with them. And what I actually go to the next level, like even if you're in alliance, your high levels, even if you have a 70, tell your 70 to ignore their 70s. Don't even acknowledge them. Don't run into them. Don't PvP with them. Don't do crew testing. Just ignore them and then beat the brakes off their lower levels. And when a 100-person alliance starts going down to 90 and 80 and 70, because all the low levels are leaving because they're tired of getting picked on and their miners never mining and their bases never being safe, you win. Eventually, those level 70s come by and say, hey, what can we do to have peace? Not saying it's going to happen every time. That's the most effective strategy I've employed. And I know it sucks for the lower levels because I'm not trying to run them out the game or anything. But if you want to punish the top alliances, beat the brakes off their lower level members. Beat the brakes off their lower level members. So there's your strategy for the day. Try it out. See if you like it. See if it works. Philip says it would be better if you can opt out of incursions and continue to play the game. Philip, I'm going to give an unpopular opinion here. I don't agree because it's a PvP game, and I don't believe you should be able to opt out. I think that's just part of the game. Now, you can opt out by just throwing up a shield and saying, hey, I'm not going to do this today, and that's fine. But I don't agree that you should just be able to like run to a PvE server. I think it's a PvP game. If they wanted to have PvE servers, they'd make it. Clearly don't want that. I understand that there are some players who want that, and I completely respect it. But because of what the game is, not speaking like against players, but because of what the game is, I don't agree with it. So, pop up a shield and spend time with your family, or go out to a hockey game, or I don't know, go see Cirque du Soleil. Put up a shield, log out. That's my thought. Yeah. Anyway. Best part is they try to do that against my alliance, but that makes our lowers bloodthirsty because none of us None of ours are sane. Well, that's a different issue, but whatever works, man. At the end of the day, my goal with wars was always to make them as short as possible because I actually love conflict. Like Iron Fist was here, you can ask him. I love conflict, but I hate wars that last more than 3 or 4 weeks. Because anytime a war gets past about 3 or 4 weeks, it just becomes idly hitting each other's minors, and that's about it. Like the hardcore base raids for the most part stop. The hardcore PvP fights for the most part stop. It just becomes banging away at each other's minors. But a really good high intensity war for 2 or 3 weeks can be all the really juicy stuff, and that can, really annoy people. But I try to make them be as, think of like Blitzkrieg. I want to hit them quick, fast, as hard as possible, and then end it as quickly as possible. So server 710, we had an alliance declare war on us last week, alliance called KP, and I was like, oh, cool. They did it while we were on stream, and I was like, oh, really? Within 12 hours, they're like, hey, stop. So that's my goal, because how I view it as an alliance leader, and again, I am not trying to, say that I'm the best alliance leader in STFC. I am not. Simply giving you my thoughts. If a war lasts 3, 4, etc. weeks or more, I feel like I have failed in the war, right? Now, I say that while playing on server 20, which until 2 days ago, was in a server war that had lasted basically 5 years. At the moment, crazy. No, well, I'm sorry, wrong alliance. But switch over to server 20, I can show it. Right now, there's no server war. It doesn't exist. It's gone. We'll see how long it lasts. I was telling Fister this the other day. Like, it ain't gonna last. It's not gonna happen. No way the RMG Dosses can get along with the Beowulfs. No way the Sinks and the Beringers can come together again. It's never gonna happen. We'll see how long it lasts. But, yeah. The Eternal War has ended, and don't know how to handle it. Don't know how to handle it. I'm waiting for this Vidar to blow up, though, so I can switch to server 20. But, yeah. Do your server wars go on pause during incursions? Yes. In fact, TJ, that's the main reason why the server 20 forever war is kind of ending, because one thing that is unifying us is we want to actually start winning in wars again. I mean, winning in incursions consistently. And the constant strife between each side is causing problems. That's one of the things that is leading everybody to try to be like, hey, let's see if we can get this going and work on that. And we'll see if it works. Obviously, as a player on that server, I would love it to work. Right? I want it to work. We'll just see if that ends up being the case. Yeah. Spend time with family? What's that? I'm a teenager in this house somewhere. Not sure last time he's come out of his room, but sometimes if someone keeps emptying the snack cupboard. Yeah, my oldest is 7, turning 8 in a few months. So, yep. Definitely familiar with the snack cabinet part, at least. Yep. Looking at the Incursions results page, it appears that all the older servers are losing / lost. It depends, Zach. It depends. But I think things go through phases, and we'll just see how things go. I mean, because sure, server 16 lost this time, but server 16 overall is still probably the winningest server in all of the US. And that's an original server. So it just depends. Yeah, server 26 is a day 1 server, and they won. I think the day 1 servers stop at 30? Because I know 32 was one of the first relaunch servers. I think 30 is when the launch dates are on the website, FYI, for those curious. But yeah, I think it's 30. But anyway, you still got some winners. You still got some winners in there. All right, how's this thing not blown up yet? I'm not trying to be mean to you, Vidar, but I figured you'd be going home by now. What is server 12 in that regard? That's an original server. Or are you asking what y'all's record is? I'll go look. Y'all's record, I don't know how y'all did this time around. Because again, the results won't update until all incursions are finished. But y'all were 12 and 8 coming into this weekend. And y'all are an original server. The newest server is server 714, which was made this past December. That's the newest server. In all fairness, he made me dinner last night. He cooked up some carbonara. Oh, you're 15-year-old. If your 15-year-old can make carbonara, then he can stay in the house past 18. That's the deal. That's the deal. That's the deal. If you're cooking for the family, you get to stay. But if you're not cooking, get out at 18. Go make something of yourself. Server 140 was losing by 20 trillion points in the first 11 minutes and is now winning by 1 trillion. Very nice, Rob. Keep it up. I hope you win. If there is somebody out there from server, whoever 140 is fighting, I hope y'all win. I hope you both win. I know it can't happen, but I hope you both win. All right. I'll go pop this down. We'll go back here to server 20. And the first thing I'm going to do is go do these Armada pulls and get my juice. Gotta get my juice. All right. Any Armada chests? Yeah, let's get these Armada chests pulled in. Server 13 never wins, once in probably 2 years. Server 13's record is 3-17. So yeah, I would say that winning is not a common occurrence for y'all. Not a common occurrence. Y'all should work on that. Maybe find a way to unify, do some kumbaya. I don't know what you got to do. I'm saying that's rough. That's pretty rough. My phone. I'm getting Discord noties. I'm streaming. Y'all can come. All right. I can't complain because I told people to message me on Discord, but now I got people messaging me while I'm streaming. Like, you could ask the question now and I answer live. Anyway. All right. What is server 101's record? I mean, are we about to just spend this entire time going over everybody's record? Server 101 is 3-5 coming into this weekend. Now, if you won, that means you're 4-5. If you lost, 3-6. Just so everybody remembers, we have all of this information available on stfc.wtf. Nothing I share is ever, like, hidden. I don't know why I struggle to say that. Nothing I share is, like, specifically for Rev. I won't ever hold in, like, any information to make you come watch my stream. Y'all can come check all this out for yourself. Shout out to Chrono. He's always doing great work on STFC statistics. So, if you're curious, if you're US, EU, etc., come check them out. Like, the worst EU server is Triskelion. The worst US server is, well, there's a bunch of them. There's 2 of them tied at 3-17, 13 and 67. So, and if you're curious when your server got launched, it is published here. So, yeah, the first server to ever launch after the originals was 24, which launched in December. So you had 4 that launched in December. Technically, 26 is not an original. Technically. But my server 20 is an original. Because we're perfect. But, yeah, technically, 26 is not an original. There you go. Here's when all the things launched as well. Shout out to all of our people keeping up with all those goodies. Yeah. Don't know server 42 since it's the only second time we've done. So that would be this one right here. 12 and 8. Now, sadly, previous servers that have been merged, well, those have been lost into the annals of history. But, and for the current scores, you can do active incursions or you can check out these. So, for example, 38 did beat 20. Here is the overall scoring. See that here as well. See that here as well. Speaking of, there's Hellcats, who Hellcats personally gave up at least 4 quadrillion points. Thank you, Hellcats. You're awesome. That's what. PvP combat. Who was the most PvPer? Yeah, of course it was us. Yeah. Of course, Towboater, one of us wins PvP side of things. But sadly, not in the rating side, which is more important. Banyan came through with the most there. Shout out Banyan. Flint Liquors. Look at all that. Terrible. Got to Sarek for trying. Got to Magdaron for trying. Way too many 38s at the top. And that's how it goes. That's how you get the scores. All right. Back to the game. Collect. Hey, I could build another auger. D4 for scrapping. And Armada Directives. Nice. All right. Let's go ahead and do this one. Hopefully get rares. Yes. There we go. Happy, happy day. And don't need anything in here. So let's go Territory tab. Remember to pull these. Get your chronometric particles. Didn't do great on 43 because the big guys were always at war with each other. That, again, that's server 20's hope, is that ending the Eternal War will hopefully result in better performance in incursions. We'll see. I'll admit, I'm not confident in it lasting, but you know what? I'm not going to spark the war again. Like, I'm not going to tip it off. We'll just see what happens. We'll see what happens. All I'll say is that I've got Google receipts in my email from 12/4/28. That's when weeks of launch were a launch server. I'm just saying, Andy, not technically a launch server. If you're within weeks, that's not launch. Launch is launch. Now, I get it. If you want to claim it, that's cool. I'm just saying that's not the same thing. Not the same thing, Andy. Love you though, buddy. Gotta rag on you somehow. Few alliances just group bubble this time around. Honestly, that is a great tactic. Like, all trash talking aside, a great tactic is everybody bubble, because that means they can't score any points, right? I mean, the biggest thing that any server can do to perform better in Incursion is get your people to actually bubble. Like, truthfully, teach the power of 1 and 3 day shields. Like, teach that. That is so important, and it's really that simple. Like, I hate to be that guy, but like, we had somebody saying, hey, I wish you could, take off and not do incursions. You can. Like, just bubble and leave, and that would be great. People who don't want incursions, cool. Y'all go enjoy time with your family and just put up a bubble. Sadly, it is that easy, but I know that's not how it goes. No, it's not how it goes. Let's go and get all these claims in and get all my juices. I did my crinums last night, so that's good. And my refines, I'm pretty sure we got it timers. Yeah, 3 hours. Somebody messaged me on Discord in 3.5 hours to remind me, because I've also got a territory capture to do later as well. I think all my timers are later, so that's fine. So I just can't do them here on stream. So I'll wait on those as well. All right, let's see. There are some who go over to the other server and log off without shielding. There are, CO. And again, that happens, but nothing I can really do about that. We have somebody who does that on server 710. So, it just happens. Apparently this brick can start trouble with big mouth alliances. I believe it. I believe it, Gary. You do have a big mouth. I believe that you have this talent. I believe that you've been using this talent. For your alliance and your server, appreciate it. Incursion should be considered a rec day for those who don't enjoy it. I agree. But I'll admit, man, I get people get mad at me for that suggestion. For suggesting people, take a break. So, yeah, I don't want to make people mad. I don't want to make people mad. You can't say harsh if it's the truth, buddy. You know I love you. All right, getting this pull in. More Catherine Janeway shards is Mo Bueno. And I was just telling y'all about pulling the rep exos. Again, this is your amalgam right here. So you pull this to hopefully get these right there. 70% for Romulan and Klingon. Then, like, if you want to go do your NSCA grinding, that's going to help you get your stuff in, get your stuff done. Will help you get your stuff done. But very valuable. And I've used that quite a bit. And yes, that works if, like, you go in the mirror systems and grind. If you go into your faction systems and grind, I find that one very, very helpful. It's a day for us PvPers to pretend to PvP. Yes, Hellcats. It is. Yesterday, we were doing Crenum Armadas. So, we finally reached the day where the Vorcha has been surpassed. Sompek is now my bigger boat. And we used it last night. We took it to tier 5. There she is. Got both of them there. And then, of course, over to the left, the oversized tactical cube. Reminds me of playing Star Trek Armada. There's the oversized tactical cube. There you go. Okay, let's see. What else do I need to do? Let's check our events today. I know I need to do Anomalous Phenomenon, so don't worry. I haven't forgot that. Ship upgrade event, no. I don't do Faction Hunt anymore. NSCA, that's what we need to go do today. We go do NSCA. So we'll use this as an opportunity to do some rep grinding. But which tier would you say the Instant Protector is as strong as a max Enterprise D for mirror rep grinding in the level 68s? It really depends on the research that you got, TJ, but honestly, either is going to be good. I would just say, have you invested a lot into all your research and such? I need to see everything else to compare. I mean, it's just a difficult thing for me to just give you a blank answer. What I'm saying. Strength, 3. Oh, that's not who I wanted. Why did I put 3 up there? That's not it at all. There we go. Wanted that. Now I'm going to put my NSEA up, actually, since we're talking about it. And I need Nurse Chapel. All right, well, let me swap this real quick. I need more below deck slots. Thing. Swap. Go. Back over here. Probably as soon as your NSEAs can reach without Grush. And I think that's, again, that's why I want to see what are we comparing it to mean, because if you can bring your proper crew and not have to use Grush, probably immediately. Probably. But I'd like to see the side-by-sides there. All right, let me go NSEA. And do I have an upgrade? How much is the what I get? 28,000? I guess that means I upgraded tomorrow if I get 28,000. Take it to tier 8. Hey, what's up, Civil? Welcome in. How are you doing? How are you doing, Civil? All right, so we're going to send this down here. We'll go ahead and use this as an opportunity to rep grind. So how about we go ahead and turn on those exos I was just bragging about. Looking for ROM rep and Klingon rep. Oh, one of those just bugged out and doubled up, but whatever. We'll ignore that. Go grind. Getting poison incursions. Nice, Civil. How is your server doing in incursions? Are you winning? Loot Exo. Ooh, good one. Yeah. Loot Exo. Another good call out, because I definitely have enough credits for that. Good call out for the Loot Exo. Come on by here. There we go. I also need to actually do my incursions loot for more Lorca SP. So, although honestly tempted to do those as well. Galactic claims aren't bad. Nope. That's tempting as well. Where's my Lorca SP? There we go. I'll do a little bit of Lorca SP. We'll split it. Our war room, I really do want to get upgraded, so I'll split this a bit. Judge me if you will. That's fine. But this thing takes forever to upgrade, and I want the bonuses. All right, anything else here I can grab? No. Okay, cool. Done. Thank you for the reminder on the Loot Exo. Do appreciate that. Do appreciate that. All right. I tested the Incursion Loot Exo, and it doesn't seem to work in the mirror rep grinding. It should, but you very well could be right that it's not. I tested it last night with other mechanics, but I did not test it with the mirror. But either way, I got plenty. We'll try it out. I'm currently off 50 and 530 out of 650 for the Tribune. I want to start getting G5 for the Northcut and the Corvus. Would you recommend going to 51 or 52 to start getting them, or stay 50 and wait? If you're asking me personally, Mihai, I would stay 50 and wait. Complete all your milestones that you have set, and then go from there. I would say if you've set yourself milestones that you want to complete, I say complete those first and then move up. You can technically start getting G5 through things like your 30-day chest at level 30. But I would, save free treasury, stuff like that. Remember, I had a free treasury as soon as I hit 51. That helped give me a lot of G5 immediately. So as long as you prepare for the materials you're going to need, go for it. Yeah, go for it. Couldn't find much on the other server. On our server, too many people unshielded, and at least half the server doesn't seem to be trying. Well, all I can say to that, man, is really try to work on getting everybody active. Really push people to do more. That's all you can really do. Play the game and enjoy the game for yourself. Adrian, you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for spending time with me and my family. Appreciate it. Thank you for the love and support. Thank you for being a follower here on the channel. And a reminder, everybody, today is Sunday, but next Sunday we have another movie night. So if you want to be part of movie night, it's everybody who is a membership or member on my channel. We have a website, revjuice.com. So if you're a member there, be part of movie night. Also, if you want to support the channel, everything goes to keep the kids alive, which is really important. Here are the donate links. We try to plug myself once an hour. Nothing crazy, but your help is very much appreciated. Thank you very, very much. All of you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move up here, and then we'll get to grinding. We can check our rep. I know without the Loot Exo comp, I get about 3 million a hit. So I'll actually go ahead and screenshot these numbers so I don't forget, because I will forget. And we'll see what I'm getting with these. And if I'm actually improving or not. Trying to recruit a coworker to play STFC? Very nice. Hey, congrats, Kova, on getting ISS Jelly. All right, so let's hit this one. Like I said, normally this would be a 3 million payout for me. And I was just at 4.530 on my Klingon. So now I have 170% in buffs turned on. Let's see what we get. So I got 5 million. Right at 5 million even. That would seem to indicate that it worked. That would seem to indicate that it worked fine. Now, again, this is just a rough eyeball test. I'm not actually breaking out the calculator and doing the math. But eyeball test, that would seem to see that it's working. I know that I normally get 3 million a hit in this system without my stuff active. So, for me, that would seem like that is mathing out correctly. The Loot XO should be working. He just says he's getting 30 million against the 68s. Biggins. Biggins. Recruit be used for rep grinding. Mirror Picard. Mirror Data. 5 of 11. So, loot with a little bit of ISO sprinkled in to make sure I've got a little bit of oomph. Make sure. That's what I do. But I mostly run a loot crew, essentially. All right, NSCA points. Good, good, good. And what's today's Battle Pass event? Hostile Hunt. Okay. You up. What did I say? Did I say Mirror Zero? Did I do that again? I've done that multiple times. Yeah, Epic, Enterprise E Picard, Enterprise E Data. If I said Mirror Picard, Mirror Data, ignore. This problem with the game having too many of the same character over and over again. Yeah, Enterprise E Data, Enterprise E Picard. Here, this one right here. This is what I'm running. This. Here, I'll make this a little bit smaller. Here you go. This is what I'm running. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Here we go. I can show you exactly what I'm running now. TJ says he uses Strange to World Pike, Hammer, Sam Kirk, but my goal is to utilize staying in the Mirror Universe for the entire timer. Enterprise D still has about 60% hull remaining in the end. Very nice. Yeah. I personally just don't care about the time. I just want to get a hull in and get as much as I can. So your method is a little bit more efficient because you're willing to spend more time. I'm trying to be as efficient as possible while also doing the least amount of time spent possible. And either one works. It depends on what's best for you. I just don't like spending all day in here, you know? Like, I'd never take advantage of for me, I've still got 25 minutes left. Nah, I want to be done in 6 minutes. And what I got is what I got. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying that's my style. I'm not saying that's the right style. That's just, I very much would just rather get a full haul in, get as much as I can, as quickly as I can, and head back out and go do something else. So, yeah, so. Yeah, it says, does the Loot XO and the Rep XO work if you have your ship outside of dock? Yes. Proof? I just did that. Because I activated both of them after the NSCA had already left. So, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We had only 21 players active in Alliance tournaments. It's hard to get our Admiral to boot people not active in months. Well, then I would say this, Gary, and I say this in the nicest way possible. If you don't like how your Alliance is running things, as in, you think that you should be in a more active, stringent alliance, my recommendation would be to leave that alliance and either start your own or find a more active group. That doesn't mean that you like besmirch that group, but if they want to be that casual, because I don't know how big the alliance is, but only 20 people doing alliance tournaments is an incredibly casual group, unless it's an alliance of 21. I mean, this alliance, by the way, is epic. 102 people. I think we have a participation rate of like 60-70%. And even that is something that like our leadership is like harping, like, how do we get more people to do it? 21 people? Nah, it's time for a new group for me. That's just too casual. I don't want to play that casual. So. Hagen says, I'm disappointed that the Research XO for winning will cancel the loot and loot will drop week one research XO. Yes. That's how it's been. So as long as you're aware of it, Be mindful. But yes, they do cancel each other out because there's only one incursion slot. Yep. So Fenrir says they usually go with the loot crew in the Mirror Universe, adding Alonzo Freeman below with the Doctor. Yeah, that's great loot. That's great loot. Oh, who's this? Red Dog, why are you even down here? Why are you with these babies? Does he not have the warp range for the... He probably doesn't have the warp range for 68s. Never mind. Click. Click. Boom. We have a few years of speed ups and billions of materials. Any reason to camp at 38 through 39? There's no reason to camp a specific level for the sake of camping. I would say that if you've completed your goals, like I said, for me, camping is all about setting milestones. Whatever those milestones are, if you've set them, and if you've reached them, you're ready to move. So. Jacob says we get 85 to 95 out of 105 doing Alliance tournaments. That's good participation, Jacob. Now, obviously, you'd want to get those last 10 or 15 doing it, but 80 to 90% participation rate I think is a huge win. And if I was somebody looking for an alliance, that's one of the things that would be on my checklist. Of, is that alliance doing this? Am I getting benefit from joining this alliance? Are they going to help me have the best scores and the best loot possible? It'd be really important to me. You know, for example, Epic, we just finished second in our Masters League. Now, obviously, who doesn't want to be first? But second in Masters League is a pretty good points payout for doing alliance tournaments. I teach you something. Does Cerritos refinery loot table improve when I tier it up? So are you talking about specifically or can I click it? Not click it. Short answer is yes. It depends on what specifically you're referring to. In terms of like loot shards, like you're not going to suddenly start getting 12 officer shards. But it depends on specifically what you mean. But generally speaking, yes. Go click this. I believe that's also in the Cerritos spreadsheet, I think. I would need to check that in my Discord. I just cleared my cookies and my cache on my browser, so now I've got to reteach my browser that when I type in Cerritos, it pulls a spreadsheet. When I type in Revenant, it pulls a spreadsheet. When I type in DTI, it pulls a spreadsheet. I have to do that all over again. Okay. And you see, I am going to let this thing blow up. This is not an extract system, so I'm not even going to bother trying to extract. I'm just going to let this blow up and take my rep. But since we started, so we're going to see how much I get per hole here. Again, I'm not necessarily being the most efficient, but I've gotten well over 100 million rep in this very little quick run I'm doing. Why not use the bookmarks? Honest answer, because then I end up with too many bookmarks and that bugs me. So like I already have some things bookmarked, and this is going to sound really silly to some people, and that's completely fine. But it really irritates me if I have so many bookmarks to, depending on your browser, it doubles up the bookmarks or triples up, like the bookmark bar gets wider. I hate that. And I don't see the point if I have to do like the little arrow to open up my bookmarks menu. I want a small amount of bookmarks of like ultra important things, and I just click them. So if the bookmark bar gets too big, it bugs me. Mentally, I can't do it. And if I have to click a little arrow, then I don't see the point. Just type it in. So, blame my brain. Blame my brand of tism. I don't like it if it's not right there on the bar. Again, I don't like folders. I was just talking about I don't like folders. I don't like that. Don't like that. Don't like that. Don't. No. No, 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 no. That would make it worse. You're giving me a conniption fit just thinking about it. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. No, no, no. Hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. Hate, loathe entirely. No. Anyway, now that you've given me a little tism rage, appreciate it. Appreciate it. What's the best way to get beryllium for the NSA Protector? Doing your daily refinery pull. Doing your daily refinery pull. This is why I tell people like you don't have to do things like Rev, because I acknowledge a lot of the things don't make a ton of sense with how I do things. I get that. I get it. My brain, it's broken. It's broken. You don't even want to scroll down your bookmarks list. See, Aiden is at least there helping me feel a smidge better about myself. Thank you, Aiden. I appreciate that. Really do, Aiden. Real legend. Yeah, thank you. I'm getting my Monaveen tomorrow because of the incursion coins I got. Anything that I need to know about it. I'm server 80, 1x700T. Congrats to server 80. Here's the thing you need to know about the Monaveen. Put your secondary or tertiary PvE crew on it. Let it auto grind for the rest of its existence. You're welcome. There you go. The only thing that you need to actively do with the Monaveen is the solo armadas, which is good for giving you materials. And if you are just an OCD person about the field training, well, then you need to go do the active grinding for the field training. But the Monaveen is a completely passive loop, with the exception of needing to do solo armadas like once a week. So, all right, let's see how much rep I ended up with here, going with just a quick loot run and not being super efficient. Klingon started off at 4.53. I ended up at 4.71. So almost 200 million. Almost 200 million rep. Not a bad little day at the office. Almost 200 million rep. I'll take it. And Fenris is right. You don't need to do the solo armadas if you master the IA building. Or you master it in the IA. But until that point, Fenris, you will need to do the solo armadas if you want to get the goodies. So, the only thing I've got left to master is when I get to 58, Calios. We're going to get there. Reminds me, I need to check. Pulling that, can I? No, still stuck here at 22. Could have done one more pull and I would have knocked this up to 21. I love Incursions when you find that one base that doesn't shield. 720 build pulls. Mr. Bounce, I'm envious because I did not get anything like that in my Incursions run. So, darn you, server 38, for your shields. Darn you to heck. Darn you straight to heck. All right, comments, questions, thoughts. What else we got, ladies and gentlemen? What else do we have, ladies and gentlemen? Hit me with your best shots. I'm ready. Hit me with your best shot. Why don't you hit me with your best shot? All right. Guy might have just cost the server Incursions. That happened. How's your hockey team doing? Lost last night. They are currently, I think, 3 points out of the playoffs. I mean, they're an expansion team. I'm not expecting them to be amazing and get to the playoffs all the time. I mean, I would love that, and I hope they can get better, but we shall see. But yeah, they are struggling in the standings. Struggling is not a fair word, but they're not winning enough. They need to win more. But I'm just happy to have it back, and the kids love it. So, like Incursions, lately it seems Scopely is getting back on track. Well, I'm glad you feel that way, Flashman. It is good to have people enjoying the game, right? You know, and I know that there are plenty of real frustrations out there. Don't want to dismiss any of them, but I told people this, you know, on Facebook. There are more people playing the game today than there were May 2024. So the population has increased. Yes, there are definitely people who get frustrated and leave, and that's completely valid. Like, if you're frustrated, I won't get mad at you for leaving. However, generally speaking, like overall, players are happy, and that's good. That's what the game needs. It's happy players. More than anything else, the game needs happy players. So hopefully that trend continues. All right, I'm gonna move this up because I'm gonna go grind that loop we just took a look at with the Som pack. You guys getting snow? Not enough to like have the kids really enjoy. It went, for the most part, went south of me. All right, Christmas tree. There's the Christmas tree. Go get this grind going. Hey, Trollman, good to see you. What would you say is the best path for hazard research for the Selkies? A good topic for a video. Honestly, you're making my ADD brain go ADD. How many people are in G6 now? Is Chrono here? I need to pull those numbers. I might honestly need to make that as a video. With as many people going into the early 60s now, this is going into the mid 60s. Because last time I looked, I think it was around 6,000 people in G6. I think we're getting enough where I need to make that video. I think I need to make it. That's a good call out. You know what? Message me on Discord so I remember that. Troll meet. Let me make that. G6 nodes are getting a little bit crowded, Andreas. Yeah. Is it over 10K now, Rob? Come on, you can't count level 60s. Only 61 and above. Well, 61 above is G6. At 61, you're not worried about hazards anyway. So, go ahead and grab this. Go ahead and start pulling these up. Yeah, I'm gonna hit up Chrono and do a numbers check. Do a numbers check. Someone your line said the other day. Let's see. I'll ask him right now because I know he's online. But we'll do a numbers pull here, see if we can get it in stream. We'll do a pull. You'll be 60, 61 by the end of February. So I'm going to hit 60 before summer. It'll probably be sometime in the spring. I'm going to hit 60. And then I'm going to be 60 for a while. I'm going to max out the epics. But it's possible that I go G6 the end of this year. We'll see how things look. But I'm definitely going to spend as much time at 60 as I did at 53, if not longer. So. What happens if you queue up the same ship twice by accident? It's not possible. It's already queued. I guess something could bug out, but... What are they using? Sompek? Yeah, I'm sorry. Sanctus? They are using the Sanctus. Why are they focusing on the 55? Like, you got a big old Sompek. What are you doing? Kids these days. Kids these days. Big old Sompek, too. That's got to be, what, a tier 7 Sompek? Tier 7 Sompek, and they're hitting 55s. What are you doing? Atlanta. Might have missed this, but do the incursion loot bows work on undocked ships, or do they have to be docked? They can be undocked, Demon. Like, I just did that. They can be undocked. I just did that. Sunday, greetings to you. Are there any plans for Scopa to boost the amount of eviscerated parts in the refinery? Nope. No plans. No plans. All right, hit this. He's still just hitting 55. Just blows my mind, people. That stuff, like, that's strong. All right, there you go. Now he's hitting 57. Maybe he feels me judging him. Yeah, current G6 players, 10,740 level 61 and above. I realized they had crested 10K. Yeah, 10K. Oh, man, that's dangerous. I'm worried. I could spell G7. Oh, no. I know that'd make Peep and Dansai and Bad Wolf and all of our other regulars happy, though. All right, Robert, you get your phone charged. Appreciate you being here, man. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for spending time with me and support my family by watching the content, liking the video, and all the things. Appreciate you. Where's the best mirror rep grind before Rami? So you have these down here. There's going to be any place that has the surveys. So, for example, you can start in Mirror Talsetti. It's like the real low one. You come up to like Mirror Dolaron. So any of them that have, that's not one. Any of them that focus on the miners. So the next one would be Hostiles. In here, that's going to be a Loot Goblin. Altania. They were a pain to get to. Altania. Yeah, just I don't know what is a little bit too strong for you, but a couple different places there. Hey, thanks, TJ, for dropping out the numbers. A little bit high level stuff there, but that is good to know. It is good to know. With the hostiles listed, you can kill 3 in Romy, then yeah, you probably want to be maybe down in Dolaron or in the 50 system. 58 is definitely a little bit big for you. That's okay. That means you get something to work towards. Something to work towards. Happy to help, David. Glad you're here. If y'all aren't in the Discord, which is where I spend most of my time trying to answer questions, but I also do have a Facebook page. Y'all join the Discord. There's the link there in the chat. If y'all are more of a Facebook person, I know not everybody is into Discord. I do have one there as well. And for the heck of it, I'll throw in my X. Y'all can follow me there if y'all want any help from any of those locations. My DMs are always open. I'm happy to help. You up. How about a prime that blocks 5 players? That 5 people on your list, they cannot hit you? Yeah, that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. Remember, row's not real. Copa doesn't respect row. Row's not real. I mean, if players want to follow like an agreement they make amongst themselves, fine. But the game is never going to make anything that specifically supports a row. It's not something they're going to do. Help you have Voyager. I have leveled up everything but regular torpedoes, drill, and cargo. I'm out of parts. I know how to get more, but not strong enough. Can I get suggestions? Well, that would really depend on what crew you're running and what hostiles you're trying to hit. Jeffa, but I don't know where you're currently at. If you want to message me on any of the places I listed above, we can take a look at what you're running and see if we can tailor it more towards your current objective. I mean, in terms of how to get more stuff, it's doing your refines every day, which I'm sure you already know. With this, how much have I gotten? 35,000? I want more. Want more. Mirror Desica, another go me high. Thank you for the assist. Probably should just put out a list of all those systems. I guess I could have done that in my rep grinding video, but yeah. Could have done that in my rep grinding video. And speaking of things I need to do, I'm going to send out my cheese crew here. I need to go do some more of these armadas tonight, at some point today, as well as attend my upcoming territory battle. Going after that one, so I'll do this. All giddy. Finally got you to Toll Rock. Congrats, Bacon. Paul says, is prime critical damage floor still #1 thing to research with over medallions? Yes. Yes. Because that and the favor stack, meaning it can never drop below 200%, meaning your criticals are always, no matter what, amplifying your damage. Yes, that is absolutely still worth getting. So I would put that above the, say, the Borg Cube improvements and stuff. I think that's very important because so many builds are critical builds. Get that in. Get that in. All right. Why not wait to do Zinni or Miles on Wednesday? Because I don't have time on Wednesday. Wednesday, I've got 2 streams plus currently working on video content. I don't have time. Wednesday is actually a day I play the game the least. Sure, I'll play it on stream, but usually on stream, I guess it is different now with IA not going to pop an Armada. But I try not to do Armadas on stream because they can get popped. So, Zinnies are just very precious. But I guess with the war being over, maybe it's something I consider doing now. Go to DTI crews. I've been struggling with those. You mean the Crenum? You talking about the Crenum, Zach? The ones I put in my video, the Crenum video? If you're talking about Crenum. Yeah, what I did the video on. Haven't changed anything since then. Yesterday, my Rotaran killed a Velox more than twice his power, entirely because they had almost no crit floor. Yeah, I run into G6 players who still get like 0 damage because they're hitting crits, but they haven't done the research or the favor. And there you go. There you go. It's surprising what a lot of players will not invest in and then wonder why they're losing. You have a video about the Zindi solo armadas? I've not made a video about them, no. Never done them. New to 50. Any of the loops I need to know about? Oh, God, there's so many loops. The Zindi, the best thing I can say for the Zindi loop is if you're in an alliance that has any high level, a G5 Epic or a G6 Uncommon or above can carry you through the big ones. Just find you a big player who's willing to, be your battering ram and just launch them, collect the loot box, and let them get the loot. That's the easy way to do it. But as your NX01 gets bigger, NX01s can take these down as well. But most people just use the high-level ships. The starter gets the big loot box, and everybody else splits the loot. Can't wait for the new ship's refinery. Any hints for the new art? Only what's already been posted. Video mentioned crew that were against Crenum, but not really the best specific crew combinations. I mean, I showed the crews that I used. So, there are a lot of people who rush ops and thinks ops level is all that matters. Yeah, there are. There are. Again, if that's what they enjoy, more power to them. Are you blown up? You just got broken. You worked fine for so long, and then you broke. Worked fine for so long, then you broke. Did your first Zenny Mazda solo of the day, just at 53, but it was fun to see my Northcut take it down. I mean, once you can start soloing them, you will, in theory, get more loot than with a group, because you'll get the box and all the loot, but you got to keep your alliance from coming and sniping it from you. Time to go. Oh, you lint liquor. Now you're not wanting to work. All right. This is that wonderful Kashar bug. It happens. It happens. All right, y'all. We have hit a time. So, if you haven't already, come jump in the Discord. I'm more than happy to hit up any questions and comments that you have. But I'm going to wrap it up here so that I can go do some other stuff. But I will be available. Y'all can hit me. Appreciate y'all. If you have any questions, as always, message me. Live long and plunder. Stay safe for the Space Cowboys. Deuces. That's me. Have an amazing rest of your day. And I will see y'all a little bit later. Bye.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.